Welcome back, guys. Senate Democrats and Republicans are reporting we've got the votes to get you your stimulus package by early next week. This is your second round stimulus check update for September 1st. It's Tuesday. Coming up right after this. Welcome back, everybody, to another video of Ask Builder. I'm Edward Builder. Thank you guys so much for joining me today on your stimulus check update, your second round stimulus check update, all those executive actions and orders from the president. Guys, we have a lot to cover today. So I'm going to just say this quickly. Guys, drop down below, like, subscribe, join the channel. Remember, I got a giveaway. Once I hit the 4,000 subscriber mark, I'm giving one lucky subscriber $100. So just drop a comment somewhere and I'm going to pick from all of my comments. And if you want to increase your chances of winning, go out to some of my other videos and drop comments on those. Okay, that's all I'm going to say about it. Moving on, guys. Huge news. Breaking news. The Senate is going to deliver our checks. The stimulus check package is on its way. Steve Mnuchin hit the floor today. He had a lot to say about it. Mark Meadows was talking about it. Everybody's raving about it. Guys, stimulus checks are coming. They're going to vote on it next week. Mark Meadows is actually confirming everything we've been discussing for the last 2 or 3 days on my channel here. So if you guys didn't catch it, jump into some of my other videos. Get yourselves caught up because we have a big stimulus package on its way. It's coming. We got all your details right here. Guys, as I mentioned earlier, this is going to start in the Senate, okay? And it's really important that it starts in the Senate because it's going to bypass one particular individual, the Speaker of the House, who has been blocking this bill, holding out for state and local funds. Guys, I got those details as to why she's holding out for state and local funds. You're just never going to believe it, but stay tuned for all those details. But Mark Meadows himself came on live today to discuss nothing but stimulus checks. He's reporting that this next bill is going to have it all. Not going to be much fat on it. It's going to have exactly what we need, exactly what the people need. Mark went on to say that Senate Democrats and Republicans have been negotiating this for weeks now. For weeks. This didn't start yesterday. This didn't start over the weekend. This has been going on for weeks. He has confirmed that Mitch McConnell has been orchestrating this the entire time, working towards a $1.3 trillion bill. Okay, 1.3, slightly higher. They reported that it may be a little north of 1.3, but they're going to vote on this thing, and they're going to vote on this extremely fast. Because we know elections are coming up. We know that we know that Senate elections are coming up, and they want this money out as quickly as possible. Democrats and Republicans in the Senate are saying they want to go big. They want to make sure that they've got the stimulus package in there for all the American people. I mean, this is going to be a good bill. The overall delay in the stimulus package out of the House, primarily because the negotiations that were coming from the Speaker of the House, the bill that was coming from the Speaker of the House, the numbers were just unsupported. Okay. You know, she was claiming, Nancy Pelosi was claiming, it's 2.3 or don't come back and talk to me. So get out of here. Don't come back and talk to me. Or you go back, it's 3.3. If you're not going to bring me 3.3, don't come back and talk to me. If you're not going to bring me 2.3, don't come back and talk to me. When they go back and ask her, where's this 2.3? Where's this 3.3 coming from for state and local government? She was requesting $915 billion for state and local government. And she couldn't support or back her numbers. She had no evidence to say that this was validated by a program that's out there running. Nothing. Just we're $1 trillion off. You know, I need $915 billion just for state and local governments. Mark Meadows and Steve Mnuchin went on to say that when they talk about the numbers, they were not based on fact. Okay, nothing was supporting the numbers in that Nothing was supporting the numbers in that $915 billion. And Steve Mnuchin, he also wants to support state and local government. There is a plan within this next package to support state and local government. A little bit more modest, we're talking about $300 billion. And primarily, it's just being done to boost up the economy, right? What we know and what we realize is that COVID shut down restaurants, all kinds of amusement activities, all kinds of revenue activities, storefronts, you name it. Things have been shut down. And that tax revenue is not hitting state and local government. So if they were out there spending big money like, you know, California and New York were, okay, out there spending big money for the past 2 years, all right? Just spending it, and then the funds will come based on this tax revenue. Suddenly that tax revenue stopped, all right? And this is what Nancy was holding out for. She wanted $915 billion to bail out New York and California for all the spending they've done over the last 2 years. Nothing related to COVID, just to bail out all of that spending that they spent over the past 2 years. Steve Mnuchin went on to talk and said, well, we know there's $150 billion that had not been allocated, had not been spent. It's been reserved for state and local government. And based on the GDP of all revenue that's been lost, based on the GDP, the gross domestic product, we're going to add $150 billion to it, coming up to about $300 billion to be included in the next stimulus package for state and local government. Sounds like that sticking point should be eliminated. And what's even nicer about this is if this starts in the Senate, they don't need to go to the Speaker of the House. They're going to start in the Senate. They're going to bypass Nancy Pelosi, who is Miss, don't come back to me unless you come back with $2.3 trillion. Just pushing it down the road, 3 months, holding up everybody's stimulus checks to bail out New York and California. That's just crazy. That's just crazy. I'm done. I'll move on from that one. But the great news, all right, here's the greatest news, all right. Mark Meadows himself is stating they're going to bypass local government. They're going to bypass Nancy Pelosi, Speaker of the House. They're going to win this thing by a 60 vote threshold in the House. Done. Done, guys. Your stimulus packages are coming next week. They'll get the funds out probably 5 days later. What's going to be in the bill? Let's get into the details of what's going to be in the bill. So, you know, the primary focus right now, we know we've got small businesses, right? PPP, PUA, stimulus checks, state and local government, K through 12, right? Need money for education. So the way that they are going to orchestrate this in the Senate is you may not actually see, you know, there could be a few different avenues they could take here. You may not see this giant 1.3 stimulus. You may not see this giant 1.3 package, okay? What you might see is that you might see a $500 billion package followed by a $500 billion package followed by maybe a $300 billion package for the state and local government. You might see it pieced together as a series of standalone bills, okay? We know the president wants to back a $1.3 trillion stimulus package. Right now, Meadows is saying that it will be a little bit north of $1.3 trillion, and that McConnell, Steve, Mnuchin, and Meadows are all working together, working their butts off right now, and they're getting these bills ready. So it's coming. They want this to happen quickly. They want to spend big. It might come in 3 different packages, but not to fear that it's all coming. Primarily, there's some really easy issues that they could just settle with a quick response to the American people. Stimulus checks are one of them. So $1,200 to a single individual, $2,400 to a married couple, up to a family of 5. Now, there is still debate over whether or not they're going to go with the $500 per dependent or if they're going to go with the $1,200 per dependent. If they did go with the $1,200 per dependent, you'd be looking at $6,000. The Democrats are stating that they want to make sure that the child support has been taken care of, that if you owe back child support, you will still receive your stimulus check. Republicans are on the opposite side of that, saying, no, they want it pulled out. If you owe back child support, you would not receive your stimulus check. That has yet to be cleared up, and it has yet to be cleared up on the $500. But the most important part is the checks are coming. That is probably one of the very first things that they are going to get off the table. Negotiations are going to lead into K through 12, how they're going to get money funded for K through 12. Unemployment and FPUC is a big part of this bill. And then when it gets into the more complex stuff, that may come in a second round of a standalone bill. We're talking about small businesses, EIDL grants, PPPs, everything that's encompassing the CARES Act and all the SBA and all that other noise out there. So all of that to be continued, may or may not be part of the very first bill. The very first bill sounds like it's going to be stimulus checks, primary focus, followed by more complex issues like PPP EIDL small business loans. Or they could go with the avenue that President Donald Trump recommended a $1.3 trillion, maybe a little north of that if you add in state and local government. That is going to be one package, all in one shot, standalone bill. He'll sign off on a standalone bill if it has everything, right? So more to follow on that. Guys, this Steve Mnuchin, when he hit the floor today, and he really laid it. I've been reporting that Steve and Nancy play well in the sandbox, but apparently Steve is at the point where he says, I can't follow her unsupported numbers. She has no way of telling us where she's going to send this $915 billion. And they're much more comfortable with a $300 billion COVID-related, shorthanded, short of revenue-related, $300 billion for state and local governments. I think that's pretty fair, right? And then they'll reevaluate it if they need to see that they need to send more money. They'll send more money downstream. But the main thing to know here, the Senate wants this to happen fast. They do not want to wait 3 months. They want this right now, next week, guys. Stay tuned. There is going to be a lot to report over the next few days as this whole story evolves, as we see things change, items getting included in the package, items getting removed from the package. Stay tuned to my channel. I want to deliver all this news to you guys and more. So once again, guys, thank you so much for joining me for another video of Ask Builder. I appreciate every one of you guys. You guys are amazing. Thank you guys to everybody who commented and helped out a fellow subscriber. I truly appreciate every one of you guys who like, subscribe, join the channel. Remember my giveaway. When we hit 4,000 subscribers, we're going to give a lucky comment. Whoever is in that comments, randomly chosen. And if you want to increase your chances of winning, go out to some of my other videos, drop some comments on those. I truly, truly appreciate it. Thank you guys. It's amazing when you guys are actually answering each other's questions, helping each other out. I'm so pleased to be a part of this. You guys are amazing. So thank you to everybody so much. And I will catch you guys on the next video. Stay tuned. Lots to come. Things are changing within every 24 hours. You guys are going to want to stay up to date. Lots to come. Bye for now.